Try this melody with us. Please take your seats.
Well, friends, welcome. We're so glad you're here. We invite everyone to find their seats so that we can begin. Welcome to Temple Israel and Shabbat Shalom. I'm Rabbi Michael Friedman, joined by Rabbi Danny Moss, by our accompanist Mike Lantowski, by our staff who's gotten us safely and securely and comfortably into this space and is managing our live stream for many other friends and family who are joining us digitally today. Welcome to Temple Israel of Westport. Welcome to this wonderful celebration of the bar mitzvah of Charlie Feldman. I understand that this is the first gathering of the extended family since in like a year and a half. So everybody's come in from all sorts of points on the compass, near and far, and everybody is thrilled to be able to be here. Thank God, in health and in strength here in our sanctuary. We're so happy about that. Our protocols here at Temple Israel are pretty straightforward. We ask that those who are seated in the pews keep their masks on. Those of you who will be called forward for certain honors here on the bima, you can remove your mask when you're on the bima. But other than that, we're here to worship and to pray and to sing together. Everyone has a copy of our prayer book, or you should have a copy of our prayer book, the blue book called Mishkan Tefillah. If you don't have one, there's a cart right back there. You can grab one. That's the first part of our service. We'll use that for the first part of our service. And then when we prepare to read from the Torah, you'll take out the blue book that's in the back of the seat in front of you, or it can be right under your seat if you're in the front row. Everybody ready to have a good time this afternoon? All right. I'm so glad that we are gathered for a happy occasion this afternoon.
And as we begin together, we share words of joy upon gathering. So the words in that blue prayer book from the Psalms, Hinei ma tov u'manaim shevet achim gam yachad, how beautiful, how joyful it is to gather with brothers, sisters, and friends. We invite you to sing together, and throughout our service, if you don't know the words, it's fine to sing along with the Alalai or to hum along. Every voice adds to the joy and the beauty and helps the prayers to ascend. Additionally, we ask that you please turn off your cell phones at this time if you haven't already. Thank you. As you can see, this event is going to be recorded for posterity, and so there's no doubt that the memories will endure, but we ask that for the sanctity of the moment, if we could turn off those devices. Thank you very much. We're on page 188.
Hinei ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hinei ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hinei ma tov u'manayim
שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד.
And now, Charlie, we're going to invite you to stand before the congregation for the first time today, just on the floor of first step is fine. That's good. You can take off your mask. And your cousin Ryan's going to stand here next to you. Pre-pandemic, Ryan went to Israel on a business trip and very thoughtfully and generously selected a talit just for his cousin Charlie, specifically for this occasion, specifically for his bar mitzvah. So these two gentlemen in the pinstriped seersucker suits, I mean, this is really cool, I have to say. It is a great look. Ryan, we're going to ask you to do the honors of placing the talit around Charlie's shoulders. He's already wearing the kippah that came with it. Oh, it's a big one. Oh, we're going to fold it in half. It's just going to be easier. I'm a professional. I know from experience. We're going to fold it like this. We're going to fold it, and maybe twice, actually. Okay? Yeah, like a bed sheet. Like a bed sheet. And one more time, like a bed sheet. There we go. Okay. Now you can place this part around his neck. There we go. Thank you. I did not realize how large. Excellent. He'll continue to grow into it. Okay. All right. Charlie, wait. Charlie, will you lead us in the blessing for wearing the talit? Oh, yes, the book. Thank you. Yes, it's in your book. Okay, I'll try that again. Will you lead us in the blessing for wearing the talit? Excellent. Well done. Hugs and kisses.
That's good.
Excellent.
Good. Love it.
Ryan, that was a beautiful blessing. You can beautiful talit. You can both be seated, and I'll take your book there. Thank you, and put it back up here for us. The blessing that Charlie just said is translated as, "We praise you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe. You make our lives holy through the commandments, and you command us to wear these fringes on the corners of this special garment." These fringes are a reminder of all of the responsibilities and the opportunities that we have as adults in the Jewish tradition. Charlie, may you wear this talit gifted to you by your cousin with great pride and great joy at many happy and sacred occasions in the years to come.
Page 338. Ashrei yoshvei veitecha, hodye hallelujah selah.
Ashrei ha'am shekacha lo, Ashrei ha'am she'Adonai Elohah.
Happy are those who dwell in your house. They shall sing your praises forever. Ashrei yoshvei veitecha, hodye hallelujah selah. Ashrei yoshvei beitecha, hodye hallelujah selah. Ashrei, Ashrei, Ashrei yoshvei beitecha. Ashrei, Ashrei, Ashrei yoshvei beitecha. Happy are those who dwell in your house. They shall sing your praises forever. Happy are those who dwell in your house. They shall sing your praises forever. אשרי יושבי ביתך, עוד יהללוך סלה. אשרי יושבי ביתך, עוד יהללוך סלה. אשרי, אשרי, אשרי יושבי ביתך. Just try אשרי. אשרי, אשרי, אשרי יושבי ביתך. Happy are those who dwell in your house. They shall sing your praises forever. Happy are those who dwell in your house. They shall sing your praises forever.
Is everybody warmed up and ready to enter the... I'm sorry, I should have this on. Is everybody warmed up and ready to enter the main heart of our prayer service? Good. So I'm going to ask Charlie to join us here on the bima and ask everyone to rise. Baruch Hu, page 146.
La 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 la. La 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 la. Ya 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 la 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 la. Barechu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam va'ed. Le'olam va'ed. Ya la 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 la. 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 Ya la 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 la.
Please turn to page 149.
Let's try it again. Sorry, it wasn't on.
Please turn to page 149 and join with me at the top of the page.
You may all be seated, by the way. You may be seated.
Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and seasons glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'ma'ariv aravim. Please turn to page 150.
Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael Amecha ahavta Amcha ahavta Torah u'mitzvot Chukim u'mishpatim Otanu limadeta Otanu limadeta Al kein Adonai Eloheinu v'shochneinu ufkumenu nasiach bechukecha ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד. כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו, ובהם נגי יומם ולילה, נגי יומם ולילה. ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל.
Page 152. Oh, no, sorry, I'm sorry. Stay there, 150. My bad.
Together. Everlasting love, you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them. For they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael. Now page 152.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed.
Page 154.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Please turn to page 157. We read responsively. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there's one God in heaven and earth.
The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and love.
From bondage in Egypt, we were delivered at Sinai. We bound ourselves to your way.
Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again we overcame oppressive forces.
Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God. Keep alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed.
Let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea.
Page 158, Mi Chamocha.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש. נורא תהילות עושה פלא, נורא תהילות עושה פלא, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. מלכותך ראו בניך, חוקי הים לפני משה ומרים. זה אלינו ויאמרו, זה אלינו ויאמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. Let's put our hands together. It's not a sin to clap. Here we go. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש. נורא תהילות עושה פלא, נורא תהילות עושה פלא, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
Amen.
Please turn to page 164 and rise.
Charlie, as we begin to enter the Amidah, sometimes we wonder, what is the purpose of these prayers that we are saying? Do we really expect that God is listening or that there should be an answer? Well, one of the most important lessons about prayer was written by Abraham Joshua Heschel, and it's found right in the middle of page 165. You can all see it right there. Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel writes that prayer is an invitation. Prayer invites God's presence to suffuse our spirits and God's will to prevail in our lives. Prayer may not bring water to parched fields, nor mend a broken bridge, nor rebuild a ruined city. But prayer can water an arid soul. Prayer can mend a broken heart. Prayer can rebuild a weakened will. So with these words, we're not necessarily looking for some divine answer or clear response. We're looking for a little bit of nourishment for our souls, a little bit of healing for our hearts, and a little bit of strength for our wills. With those thoughts in mind, we turn to the blessings of the Amidah there, beginning on page 164.
Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagid teilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor ve'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Ve'konei Hakol, Ve'zocher Chasdei Avot ve'Imahot, U'mevii Geula livnei bneihem, Le'man Shemo be'ahava, Melech Ozer Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Ve'ezrat Sarah,
אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל. Page 168. מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, תומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
Please turn to the bottom of page 172 and join with me. Our God and God of our ancestors, be pleased with our rest. Sanctify us with your mitzvot, and grant us a share in your Torah. Satisfy us with your goodness and gladden us with your salvation. Purify our hearts to serve you in truth. In your gracious love, Adonai our God, grant as our heritage your holy Shabbat, that Israel who sanctifies your name may rest on it. Praise to you, Adonai, who sanctifies Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai, mikadesh ha-Shabbat.
Amen. Page 178. A prayer for peace. Shalom Rav. You can be seated.
For those of you who have recently come in since our introduction, I'll say what I said before, which is that we love to sing together here. So if you know this, feel free to sing along. And if you don't know it yet, I think you'll know it by the end. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Let's try that together. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov beinecha levarech et amecha Yisrael bechol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם.
Friends, at this time, we invite you to take a few moments of quiet prayer, contemplation, or meditation. You can put aside your books, you can close them. The books contain beautiful words. We have beautiful music thanks to Rabbi Moss and Mike Lantowski, but sometimes the most important words we need to share are not written on any page. They're written on the innermost chambers of our hearts. So we'll take these moments of quiet on this day of joy and celebration to offer some of the deepest sentiments of our hearts. We pray quietly. Charlie, from generation to generation, we have carried, guarded, held our most sacred possession, our Torah scroll. And this, the day of your bar mitzvah, we are prepared to pass it into your very strong and capable hands. And so I invite you to stand here with your grandparents and for your cousins, Lily and Samantha, to come forward so that you may open the ark.
Please rise.
Please rise.
We are gifts and we are blessings. We are history in song. We are hope and we are healing. We are learning to be strong. We are words and we are stories. We are pictures of the past. We are carriers of wisdom, not the first and not the last.
Before we pass the scroll, we want to also say a special greeting to your cousin Grace, who is studying in Israel right now, but even late at night, she's with us on the live stream. Grace, you would have been up here with your sisters opening the ark as well. Oh yeah, we can all wave and say Shavua Tov. We're so glad you're with us, Grace. So Charlie, how nice it is to see representatives of the generations before who are right here next to you. In fact, the chain stretches back 100 generations to the earliest ancestors of our people. You stand here today because in every single generation, our people, the people of Israel, the Jewish people, has cherished this scroll, this gift. And when their children have come of age, we have placed it into their strong and capable hands. We pass this scroll to you today with great love.
לדור ודור נגיד גודלך. לדור ודור we protect this chain. From generation to generation. לדור ודor, these lips shall praise your name.
In this scroll is the secret of our people's life, all the way from Mount Sinai to today. It teaches us love and justice, goodness and hope. Freedom is its gift to all who treasure it. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo.
And that's the COVID hakafa.
Yes, that's as far as we're going
Maybe have
today.
it
But Emma, we're going to invite you to join us on the bima to undress the scroll.
Sit tight for a second.
Come on up.
Yes.
We can put that right here. Thank you. You're gonna lift the Torah when Charlie's done reading it. We'll call you guys up at the end. Okay. You may be seated. You may be seated. Right there.
To tell them in advance which side you want them and who's standing up and sitting down when for the aliyah. It's been a while since we've done this.
Yes. So, Charlie's ready to read from the Torah portion, Parashat, what's it called?
Balak.
Balak. Balak is it's an interesting Torah portion. It's one of the few Torah portions that's named for a person. The person is not Jewish. He's a king of a foreign tribe who somehow is afraid of us. Afraid of sort of the power that the Jewish people might wield. We might take over his area, his kingdom, I guess. And so he hires a sorcerer of sorts, whose name is Balaam. He hires a sorcerer to go and curse us, thinking that bad things will come to us as a result, and that he, Balak, will benefit. This is the story of your Torah portion. It's like the opening of your story of the story of your Torah portion. You're going to read a lot of other things. You're going to tell us a lot about the other parts of the Torah portion, because there are some interesting things that happened to Balaam on his way to, I guess, accomplish the task that Balak has hired him to do. Okay? But first, you're going to read from our Torah scroll, from our sacred scroll. And we're going to call up, Rabbi Moss is going to call up members of your family for the honor of the aliyot.
Sure, absolutely. And so for that first aliyah, we're very excited that your sister is coming up. Ta'amod, Shirat Tzipora Bat Simcha, Shlomit, La'aliyah Harishona, Sidney Feldman.
Those who are coming up for aliyah can go on the left side, Charlie's left. There you go. And we have the pages for you. Those of you who are here sitting in the pews, this is when you can take out that book that's in the back of the seat in front of you, or if you're in the front row, the book that is beneath your seat, and you can turn to page 1056. Page 1056 to follow along with Charlie. Are you ready? Okay, great. Go ahead, Sidney.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bahar banu mikol ha'amim v'na'ata lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen.
Vayar Balaam ki tov be'enei Adonai levarach et Yisrael v'lo chala kefa'am befam likra nechashim vayashet el hamidbar panav vayisa Balaam et einav vayar et Yisrael shochein lishvatav, vatahi atlav ruach Elohim, vayisa mishalo vayomar, ne'um belam beno ve'or, uni'um hageve shitum ha'ayin.
Well done.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher nata lanu Torat emet v'hayei olam nata b'tohenu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Hugs and kisses.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yasher koach. Great. Yes, there's a tradition that we're not in a rush to leave the Torah's presence. So after your first Aliyah moment, you get one more little moment. It's like 2 for 1.
You don't have to do anything.
You don't have to do for 1. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Oh, no, I don't. You can if you. Oh, this is why you gave this to me.
Up to you.
Go ahead, Rabbi. Go ahead. You can do it. Or I'm going to do it. I'm going to read the translation. Evidently. Okay. Now Balaam, seeing that it pleased the Eternal to bless Israel, did not, as on previous occasions, go in search of omens, but instead turned his face toward the wilderness. As Balaam looked up, he saw all of Israel encamped, tribe by tribe. And the Spirit of God came over him, and taking up his words, he said, "This is the word of Balaam, son of Beor, word of the man whose eyes are true, word of the one who hears God's speech and who beholds visions from the Almighty."
That's right. This is probably a predecessor to Harry Potter. There's some magic going on.
There's
in
some
your Torah
magic, for
portion.
sure.
It's pretty
for
cool.
sure.
Pretty cool. All right, for the honor of the second Aliyah, we're very pleased to invite your grandmother and grandfather, Dorothy Melman and Arthur Melman. So please come on up and join us. Ya'amdu Devora Tova bat Shmuel ve'etafreda Avram Yitzchak ben Shmuel ufracha la'aliyah hasheniah.
Baruch atah Adonai, Baruch et Adonai hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai hamvorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch atah hamvorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai, noten haTorah.
Amen.
Ne'um shomea imre'el asher machaze shaddai yecheze nofel uglui anayim matovu ochalecha Yaakov mishkin oteha Yisrael kin chalim nitayu kegano ale nahar Kahar halim nata Adonai, kaharizim ale mayim.
That was beautiful.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torat emet, v'hayei olam nuta b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai, noten haTorah.
Amen. Hugs and kisses. Hugs and kisses. Okay, so you can have a seat. Oh,
I would have a little hug.
Grandma wants a hug. Grandma deserves a hug.
Yeah, those are allowed.
Good. Well done.
Very nice.
So those words that Charlie just chanted, he bowed down, but his eyes were clear, and he said, "How lovely are your tents, O Jacob, your dwellings, O Israel. Like palm groves stretched out before me, like gardens beside a river, like trees planted by the Eternal, like cedars by streams of water, whose leaves are dripping with moisture and roots, whose roots have abundant water."
All right, and for the third Aliyah, your aunts and uncles will be coming up. So Mark Greenberg, Liz Greenberg, Susan Altman, and Michael Altman. Ya'amdu Moshe Avram ben Fishel Visonia, Esther Ruchel bat Avraham Yitzchak Udvoratova, Shoshana bat Avraham Yitzchak Udvoratova, Melech ben Yosef Echana la'aliyah hashliishit.
Okay, thank you.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Leolam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Yizamayim mid al yav v'za'or b'mayim. Rabim v'yarom me'agag malko. Vatinase malchuto. El motzio mimitraim kitoafo. Re'em lo yochel goyim tiara ve'etz motehem. Yegarem tichev yimchat. Kahar shachav. Kahari uchlavi mi Yekimenu mevaraecha varuch ve'orecha aron.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Balaam said, the king of Israel shall rise above all others. Their kingdom shall be exalted. God who freed them from Egypt will protect them and will fight for them. They shall overcome enemy nations. They shall be like the lion in the field, like the king of beasts. Blessed are they who bless you, and cursed are they who curse you.
Wonderful. Epic turnaround there.
Smile.
This is great. This is a lovely scene right there. Just so moving. So I hope you'll take a photograph with your eyes to remember this moment for years to come.
Yes.
See that smile? Love that confidence. All right. So speaking of which, this is a special moment for you, young man, because this is your bar mitzvah aliyah. This is the moment where actually the part that gives you the brownie points as you become bar mitzvah is you saying the blessing over these words of Torah, okay? So I'm going to call you with a special melody to the Torah. I'm going to say, Charlie Feldman, Ya'amod, 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 Chaim Shaya ben Simcha Shlamit, Yeled bar mitzvah, Aliyat HaTorah.
Baruch et Adonai Hamvarach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Leolam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Vayicharaf Balak el Belam vayispog et kapav. Vayomer Balak el Belam lakov. Oivi karaticha varchine barachta varech zeshalush pe'amim. Ve'ata bara lecha el mokio mecha amarti kabed achabedcha vahinai mio erecha Adonai mikavod. Vayomer Belam el Balak halogam el ma'achicha asher shalachta alai dibarti lemor.
Woo!
All right.
Well done.
Very nice. Whenever you're ready.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu toret emet v'chayei olam nata b'tohenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Hugs and kisses
Yashar
to all your
koach.
aunts
And we
and
can all
uncles.
say these Jewish words, Yashar koach, which means, may you have strength, may you go from this strength to the next. So let's all try Yashar koach. May it be so. Congratulations.
So that last section that Charlie read, Balak, the king, heard what Balaam had said about all of us, that he had blessed us instead of cursing us. And he was enraged at Balaam. And Balak struck his hands together. I called you, he said, to curse my enemies, and instead you have blessed them, not once, but 3 times. Go home, go back to your own place. I was going to reward you richly, but God has denied you that reward. Balaam said to Balak, even if you were to give me houses filled with silver and gold, I could not do anything contrary to God's command. What the Eternal tells me, I must say. That's the Torah portion. You're going to have a chance to share more about it, your thoughts about the Torah portion, Charlie, in just a bit. For the honor of lifting and dressing the scroll, we call your cousin Matthew and your cousin Emma. Yeah. Now you get center stage. Come on up. All right.
Please rise.
Please rise. Have you done this before? You did. Okay. You did for Sydney? Yes. I remember. Okay. So you remember, like, here, we're just going to place it off the
Bend the
side.
knees.
Bend the knees. Lever it down, and push up. Ready?
Vezot Torah asher sam Moshe lifnei bnei Yisrael al pi Adonai biad Moshe al shlosha
So now roll
devarim
it together.
al shlosha devarim al shlosha devarim ha'olam omer al shlosha devarim al shlosha devarim ha'olam omer al haTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gemilut chasadim al haTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gemilut chasadim.
Eitz Chaim hi lemachazikim ba
v'tomechea meusha
Wait, done. Where'd it go, guys? Well done. Darchei Noam Bechol Netivotea Shalom Yashiveinu Adonai Elecha V'nashuva Chodesh Yameinu Chodesh Yameinu Hold on one second. Many of you know that we never just read the Torah by itself. One of the ways that we add to the words of the Torah is words from our prophets that we call haftarah, which means completion. So Charlie's going to sing the blessings before and after and offer a brief selection from the prophet Micah. The prophet Micah was one of the prophets who lived, about 2,700 or 2,800 years ago in the land of Israel. And he brought us a message. He again brought God's word to us, just like Balaam shared God's word about all of us. And he brought God's message of doing justice and peace and being a blessing in the world. Okay? So now first the blessing, and then a little bit of Micah, and then the closing blessing.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu Bahar bin v'im tovim v'ratza v'divrehem hane'emarim be'emet Baruch atah Adonai habocher b'Torah u'Moshe avdo u'Yisrael amo u'v'nvi'eh ha'emet Vatzedek. Hear what Adonai is saying. Come, present my case before the mountains, and let the hills hear your pleading. Hear your mountains the case of Adonai, your firm foundations of the earth. For Adonai has a case against his people. He has a suit against Israel. My people, what wrong have I done to you? What hardship have I caused you? Testify against me. In fact, I brought you up from the land of Egypt. I redeemed you. From the house of bondage, I set before you Moses, Aaron, and Miriam. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam tzir kol haolamim tzadik bechol hadorot ha'el hane'eman ha'omer ve'oseh ha'medaber u'mikayem shekol devarav emet v'tzedek al ha'torah ve'al ha'vodah ve'al hanvi'im ve'al Yom HaShabbat Hazeh Shenatata Lanu Adonai Eloheinu Likdusha V'limnucha Lechavod Uliktif Areh Ahakol Adonai Eloheinu Adnachnu Modim Lach Uvivrachim Ota Yitbarashim Chabifai Kol Chai Tamid Leolam Va'ed Baruch atah Adonai Mikadesh HaShabbat.
Amen. Did you all see that smile? Yeah. Charlie, that's because you're done with all the Hebrew.
Yay.
I know. Well done. Well done. Excellent. But Charlie's not completely done, because in addition to practicing all of the liturgy and the Torah and the Haftarah for the last several months, you've also been studying your Torah portion. We've had a lot of interesting, really meaningful and content-rich conversations about Parashat Balak. And so you've written a Devar Torah, a little speech about your Torah portion. We look forward to hearing it now. Nice and loud and slow.
Okay.
Slow, okay?
Balak is a king of a tribe named Moab. He is not Jewish. Balak wants to put a curse on the Jewish people.
Slow. Here, wait. Let's start again. Half speed.
Okay. Balak is the king of the tribe named Moab. He is not Jewish. Balak wants to put a curse on the Jewish people because there's so many of us. Balak is scared that we would take over his tribe or defeat him in a battle. So then Balak goes to his friend named Balaam, who is a sorcerer that is able to put curse on the Jewish people. But God tells Balaam that the Jewish people are already blessed, so Balaam should not curse us. Later, when Balaam was riding his donkey to curse us, an angel came down that only the donkey could see. The donkey tries to avoid the angel by going around it, but he's unable to. The angel wants to stop Balaam from cursing us because we are already blessed and cannot be cursed. But Balaam continues anyway, and when he gets over the hill and is able to see us, he opens his mouth to curse us, but what comes out is a beautiful prayer. One verse from my Torah portion that was very interesting to me is, "Those who bless them shall be blessed, and those who curse them shall be cursed." This part is interesting to me because God is saying that good things come to good people and bad things come to bad people. This is similar to karma, which is when someone does something good, they receive good things, and when someone does something bad, they receive bad things. Karma is a part of the Indian Hindu religion, and the root of the word means to act. Karma is an attractive idea because it makes you want to do good things, because if you do good things, then you should get good things coming back to you. But in the Jewish world, karma is problematic because during the Holocaust, we were good people, but still got put into concentration camps. Unfortunately, we know that people don't always get what they deserve. I'm also interested in the role that the angel is playing in this story. The angel tries to stop Balaam and his donkey multiple times. Balaam hits the donkey and tries to get through anyway. The donkey complains to Balaam that he has never misbehaved before and that Balaam should trust him. Sometimes you just have to trust your gut. There are times when it can be hard to trust others. We all had to trust others during COVID. We did not know anything about it, but we had to trust our gut and a little bit of knowledge to live our everyday lives during COVID. What is trust? To me, trust is when you believe in someone else. And there are many different ways that you can gain trust, through relationships, through someone's expertise, and through a title that someone has. But then, at the same time, you can also lose trust in someone very easily if they do something bad or they disappoint you or let you down. And so trust is a very fragile thing. The donkey trusted Balaam and thinks Balaam should have trusted him. Being Jewish is a big part of my life. I'm really excited that today I became an adult. One of the things I love most about being Jewish is that I can learn how to live a good life. For example, in my portion, I learned more about trust and people getting what they deserve. Before I'm done, I want to thank Aunt Liz, Uncle Mark, Cindy, and all my family and friends.
So well done, Charlie.
Thank you.
Excellent. Can we get a big Yasher Koach from everybody? Yeah. Charlie, you've done everything we've asked of you, so I'm going to ask you to go and sit down. I'm sure there's a few people who want to give you a little hug down there in that front row. Yeah? And I get a chance to share some of my own words with you and with your family and friends today. Charlie, I love that in our conversations about your Torah portion, Parashat Balak, and the story of Balaam, that you brought up this question of karma. Karma is such an attractive possibility because we all think that we are good people, and we want to think that there is some sort of a reward for the good things that we do. That seems to be how life should work. But karma may be a wonderful idea for certain religious traditions, but Jewish religious tradition, Jewish history, the story of our people, and our own personal experiences, many of us, have taught us karma doesn't really apply. Because karma implies that if we do good things, we're going to get good things coming back to us. And we know that throughout history, there were many people, Jewish and not Jewish, who did great things, and yet who unfortunately didn't get such good things coming back to them. In Judaism, we don't have karma, we have mitzvot. And that's an important distinction here on the day of your bar mitzvah. Mitzvot are commandments. So mitzvot I would think of as the things we do. Karma is about like what comes back to us. As Jews, we think about the things that we do, our actions. We can't worry so much about what comes back to us because oftentimes we don't have control over it. To be a good person, to be a good Jewish person, to be a mensch, we say in Yiddish, is to focus on one's actions. And you'll see, I'll say in a moment, our words, so that we put goodness and blessing out into the world, just like Balaam. He could have had a huge reward if he cursed us. Balak promised him lots of silver and gold. In the end, he couldn't. He couldn't do it. Life is not about what we get. It's about what we do. You noted, Charlie, that Balaam has the chance to curse us, the people of Israel. In fact, Balak promises him a great reward, but instead he offers a blessing. There are many times in our lives, many times in your life as a many times in your life as a Jewish adult from here forward that you will have the chance, the opportunity to bring blessing into the world or not. And the quality of your life, I believe, will be defined by the number of times you choose to bring blessing into our world. Sometimes it's not so easy. When someone new comes to our school or a camp or something, there's the instinct to test them, to hold them at arm's length. We can do that. But that does not bring blessing and goodness into our world. Instead, we can welcome them with open arms, with smiles, and with open hearts. Sometimes people around us will be joking or teasing in a way that we know is not quite fair, nice, or appropriate. We can join in with them. We can kind of just keep quiet and say nothing, let them keep doing what they're doing. Or perhaps we can step in with our words or our actions and say, hey, everybody, we know this isn't the right way to behave. Our job is to bring blessing and goodness into this world. There are times when things will happen to us that are frustrating or hurtful, and our first instinct may be to lash out with anger or resentment or hurt. Or, again, we can choose to bring goodness and blessing into our world. I'm not claiming that this is so easy. I am not perfect. You are not perfect. None of us is perfect. Sometimes, even though we want to so badly bring blessing into the world, we'll make a different choice. And at that point, it's okay, as long as we recognize what we can do, apologize for it, and make a different choice next time. Like the donkey in this story, who tried to avoid and get around the angel in its path, there will be many opportunities in your life, Charlie, to do the right thing. Will we avoid them? Will we try to deflect, go around, underneath, over, turn a blind eye, pretend we don't see or notice? Or will we, with our actions and our words, bring blessing to this world? That's the choice that will lie before you, Charlie, every single day. We know that you have a lot of practice bringing blessing to this world. Your smile, your confidence, as Rabbi Moss noted, your friendships, your love that you show to your family and to your friends, and your intelligence, your leadership, so many other good qualities. You bring blessing to this world every day. And in doing so, you not only fulfill the prophecy of Balaam, this sorcerer who came to curse us but instead ends up blessing us, but you fulfill the destiny of the entire Jewish people. Because when Abraham and Sarah are told by God to go forth and to start something completely new, the people of Israel, they are told to go into the world and be a blessing. They're not promised great riches and rewards. They're not promised something afterwards, like karma might do. They are told to be a blessing, to bring goodness and compassion and love and light and truth into our world, which sometimes can be so very dark. Charlie, you already know how to do this because you've been taught, it's been demonstrated to you how to be a blessing by your sister, by your cousins, by your aunts and uncles, by this great assemblage of your family and friends. And so you're going to have a lot of help on the path forward. So as you ride your metaphorical donkey, like Bilam, on the path forward of your life, we hope that you will take note of the many opportunities to be a blessing, to bring a blessing, to share words of comfort and strength and peace and growth and harmony and love with this world, and to share actions, mitzvot, again, of goodness and blessing in this world. May it be so. Amen. And now, Charlie, I'm going to invite you to join me in front of our open ark, and I invite everyone to rise as I offer my own personal blessings on this, the day of your bar mitzvah. Okay, we're going to stand here. You're going to stand. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. At this time, friends, you can return to your prayer books to page 586. Aleinu is in the middle of the page. We remain standing.
Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon hakol, la'tet gedula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu kegoyei ha'aratzot, velo samanu kemishpechot ha'adama. שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגור עלינו ככל עמונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. Page 591. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו
Friends, no celebration, even one as joyous as this, is without a hint of bittersweetness as we remember those whom we have loved and lost. We think of our own loved ones on this day who are not with us, those who our family and friends, neighbors and colleagues have lost, those martyrs of our people, the people of Israel, and all those of humanity whose lives have been a blessing to our existence. We say Zichronam Livracha. We join together for these words of Mourner's Kaddish, page 598. Page 598. Go ahead, join with me. Please join us. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah. Be'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei. B'chayechon v'yomechon uv'chaye dechol Beit Yisrael. Ba'agala uv'izman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevarach lelam u'lalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yitale v'yithalal. Shmei tekudisha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Damiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shalama rabba min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. May the Holy One of blessing who creates harmony in the heavens above bring peace to us, to all Israel, and to all humanity. And we say together,
Amen. Oseh shalom
b'mromav,
hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru. Amen.
You may be seated. So Charlie, hasn't it been wonderful to be up here this afternoon?
Yes.
Hasn't it been wonderful to have all of these smiling individuals? I know you're smiling underneath your masks here with you, who love you.
Yes.
And many, many more on the live stream, including Cousin Grace from Israel, if you're still awake at whatever hour it is now over there.
Yes.
Yes, she is? She's texting you? Oh, no, but you just know that she is. Okay. Anyway, yes, it has been a pleasure for myself and for Rabbi Moss and for Mike Lantowski and for us to be here with you as well today. And so there are still a few words, special words that need to be shared with you from your aunts. So I'm going to call forth Aunt Susan and Aunt Liz to share a few words of blessing and mazel tov with you on this day.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe we are finally here. You worked really hard to get here, sweet. You made the commitment to become bar mitzvah, and of course it was no surprise to us that you would accomplish this goal because you always accomplish your goals.
Charlie, you were given the gift of Judaism the day you came into this world. Your parents decided that you would follow in the footsteps of the generations that came before you, and on your 8th day you would have a bris joining the Jewish people. And how lucky for the Jewish people that you have joined a community where your gifts will be recognized and valued.
Aunt Susan and I want to share some of your special gifts with your family and friends who are with us today. You are a born entertainer. Wherever you are, whatever you are doing, you are entertaining. You like to make us laugh. You like to make your friends laugh. You try to make your sister laugh, but sometimes you just annoy her.
We also want to share some of our blessings for you. May you continue to entertain your family and friends by visiting them from coast to coast, north to south, so that you will always stay connected to this beautiful family. Can you even believe that most of your family are with us here today to celebrate? Except for Grace. Blow her a kiss. Blow her a kiss. Do you think she's crying right now? No. Yeah, look at her. Look out around at your family and friends who are here today. I'm not sure if you can recognize them behind the masks, but the people that are here today are the people that love you forever.
Your gift of conviction will serve you well. You sure can't argue a point until you win. Don't I know? You have strong opinions and you are not afraid to let your voice be heard. You are always willing and ready to argue for what you believe in, a skill that I admire most of the time.
May you always go after the things that don't come easily to you. May you challenge yourself to fulfill every dream and chase every rainbow. May you use your gift of conviction for tikkun olam, making the world a better place. like how to use less power to mine Bitcoin so Uncle Mark will let you set it up in your bedroom for a small fee. And I don't even know what I just said, if it makes any sense.
Your gifts of strength, courage, and resilience are skills that will serve you well throughout your life. Wherever you are surrounded by the nicest friends. I can only think that you have such amazing friends because you are such a good friend back.
May you continue to practice Gimilut Chasadim, acts of loving kindness, by always being the sweet, caring, and loving person that you are. May you always know that even if this family surrounding you is imperfect and a little crazy, we are here for you always with unconditional love and support forever.
One of your true gifts is being an amazing brother to Sid. You two have such a special relationship and bond. You may be annoying to her sometimes, like all little brothers are, but it does not get in the way of you taking care of her and her taking care of you.
May you continue to practice the Jewish traditions in the Torah that have been passed down to you from generation to generation. If you find a loving partner and you want to stand under the chuppah, I'm sure that your cousin Ryan didn't realize this, but this is going to make a great chuppah. May you always know that you're part of a Jewish community that will always be there for you. May you always know that wherever you are, wherever you go, today, tomorrow, and the next day, our family and our friends, the people that are here with you today and the people on Zoom will be right here by your side. We will cheer for you, we will support you, and we will always, always love you.
We are so proud of you. Sweet.
Thank you so much, Paul. Proud of you.
And Susan and Aunt Liz, thank you so much. That was just beautiful. So we've reached the conclusion of our service, and because this is the conclusion of Shabbat, we celebrate Havdalah. Oh, there are presents. We have presents, and I forgot. Thank you so much, Rabbi. I have a present for you, and I think there's one present over there that Rabbi Moss can give to you. This is your bar mitzvah certificate that we signed downstairs in my office just prior to this service. See, it has all these signatures here. Yeah. Everyone attests to what you have accomplished. And you're supposed to look over that shoulder. There we go. Woohoo! Ta-da!
This is a Kiddush cup, which we hope throughout your Jewish life will bring much sweetness and joy into your week, into your family life, and into your home, wherever you will go.
Thank you.
Amen. May you use it in many happy and special occasions. You can place the gifts right there. We're going to invite forward all of the Greenberg, Altman, Feldman cousins for Havdalah. Please come forward. And we invite everybody else to stand so that you can participate in this ceremony as well.
Say sisters come up.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam.
Borei Pri Hagafen, Borei Pri Hagafen, Borei Pri Hagafen.
Together.
Lai, 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 lai.
Over the spices.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. besamim. Borei minei besamim. Borei minei besamim. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Borei meorei ha'esh. Borei meorei ha'esh. Borei meorei ha'esh. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Hamavdil ben kodesh l'chol. Hamavdil ben kodesh l'chol. Hamavdil ben kodesh l'chol. Lai, 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 lai. Arms around each other. Lai, 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 lai. Hamavdil ben kodesh. Adotenu מהכוכבים בלילה. שבוע טוב, 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 שבוע טוב. Good week, a week of peace. May gladness reign and joy increase. A good week, a week of peace. May gladness reign and joy increase. Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Hatishbi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Eliyahu Hagiladi. Imhera beyamenu, Yavo Eleinu. Mashiach ben David, Mashiach ben David, Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Hatishbi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Eliyahu Hagiladi. And now a song of celebration.
Siman tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, siman tov, siman tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, siman tov, siman tov,